Chapter 20. He closed his eyes and entered a space in his mind that not even Seal or Azrael knew about. He walked to a mental door that opened as he walked toward it and closed. He walked through the halls of this secured mind palace. He walked past a section that seemed like a camera room. Rimuru took a glance at it. It seemed to have footage surrounding everyone and everything in Tempest. With this, Rimuru could monitor the entire nation at once. Rimuru, seems good, Rimuru said as he nodded to himself and continued walking past to another room that had various photos and pinups of every woman who ever loved Rimuru, whom he took an interest in. Multiple within the center of it, a relatively larger photo of Shizu. There was golden plaques under the pictures of Shizu, Seal, Azrael, Shuna, and Shion, each read in red bold letters that read one word. Rimuru, I can only imagine how I'll feel when all their names say that. Sure, I could take them when I want, but patience makes things more exciting. Rimuru walked to the end of the hall to a door. Rimuru stood outside it. As he did, he contemplated the past that he was so proud to have kept hidden. After a year of training, Rimuru and his manas were physically and mentally ready. They immediately confronted Ivaraj to defeat him. When the unexpected happened, Ivaraj wanted to make a truce. Rimuru, is this some kind of twisted joke? Ivaraj, look, I've gotten tired of fighting for over 600 years. It's all we ever seem to do. If you want so badly, we can continue, but how about we try peace for once, if only for a moment? So let's make a deal to recreate this world filled with peace, though it won't be the same as the one you know. I think you'll like what I have in mind. Rimuru looked down in contemplation. Seal, Master, I don't advise trusting him. Azrael, I hate to admit it, but Ciel's right, this smells fishy and not in the delicious kind. Rimuru, I know I'll probably regret this, but I don't care. Seal, Master, please don't. Azrael, it's too dangerous. Rimuru, don't worry, I'm confident that so long as I have you two with me, nothing bad can happen. With those words, Seal and Azrael were redder than a tomato. Azrael, well, I guess you're right, not like he's strong enough to do anything of harm now. Seal, naturally you can always confide in me. Rimuru, so what's this world you want to create? Ivaraj, it's a world you're certain to enjoy. Why did Rimuru agree to this? Maybe it was the insanity of repetition and wanting something new. Maybe he had hoped that Ivaraj had been changed by these years of conflict. Maybe he wanted another reason to destroy Ivaraj. Whatever the case, he accepted. They shook hands on it. When they did, Rimuru's world turned to white. Rimuru opened his eyes. He was inside a cottage in the woods, sitting on a couch. Rimuru looked at himself. He was dressed as an adventurer. Rimuru, look, it seems like I'm an adventurer in this world. Weird. Azrael, it's not a bad look on you, Master. Seal, I concur, it looks quite nice. Rimuru looked to his left and right and saw his manas sitting beside him dressed the same. Rimuru, Seal, is Ivaraj anywhere nearby? Seal, I don't sense his presence close or watching us in any way. Rimuru, I see. Azrael, you can take off your cloak for now. Azrael, thank you, Master, hiding is not my style. Azrael took off her cloak. Rimuru stood up. Rimuru, a nice peaceful house in the woods is all he's got. Seriously, it's going to take a lot more than that to keep me here. Seal and Azrael were happy. Seal, I can start finding Ivaraj to defeat him immediately, Master. Azrael, yeah, like Master would fall for such a simple illusion. Rimuru, exactly, I have 600 years of hatred bottled up. It's gonna take a lot more than this to change my. Rimuru said this as he walked into the next room. Shizu, oh, you three are finally up. You always tend to sleep in. Are you all ready? Rimuru, Seal and Azrael both had exasperated blank faces as they used thought communication with each other. Azrael, we're stuck here, aren't we? Seal, big time. This world was one where Rimuru was still reincarnated as a slime but lived life as an adventurer. He met Shizu earlier in his journey. They teamed up and gained valor and fame as adventurers. When Shizu expressed her worry about Ifrit and her not having enough time, Rimuru chose becoming a true hero to save her and succeeded. He only got stronger from then as they defeated countless looming threats that Rimuru would normally face with Tempest. Somewhere along that line, Seal and Azrael were born as well, thus making their team even stronger. It was a peaceful life that Rimuru couldn't help but enjoy every day of. Seal and Azrael were looking from out the window in envy. Seal, he really loves her, doesn't he? Azrael, I don't even know why we're surprised at this point. It's like this natural effect she has on him and he can't control himself. His memories show, but I'm sure that doesn't mean he loves us any less. Seal, Azrael, we haven't seen him this happy aside from when he sleeps. It's best to let him be. Seal, Master's happiness is the priority. Azrael, right, still though there's something I can't deny. Seal, Azrael, of all the various women that love Master and that he's ever been interested in, she's the only one I could honestly say I'm truly envious of. Seal, and here I thought you wanted him to monopolize. Azrael, I do, but it's the care above all else that he shows her that's different from everyone else that is what awakens any semblance of envy I have. Seal, I understand the feeling like it doesn't matter what we do, he'll always hold her in the highest regard. Azrael, guess we can agree on something. Seal, I suppose so. Time went on, they lived in peace together for 41 years. Rimuru enjoyed them greatly while Azrael and Seal were able to find their own joy in it. However, there was a feeling that resided in Rimuru. Rimuru, this life is one that I love. I'm here with people I love. I don't have many responsibilities. Thanks to the average missions I get as an adventurer, I'm never bored either. So why do I feel so incomplete? This is what I wanted, isn't it? Seal, likely because you miss your people, Master. Rimuru sighed. Rimuru, I really should find a way to keep you from looking inside my mind. Azrael, while I agree that Master deserves privacy if he wishes, Seal has a point for once. Master, you love your people, and as happy as she makes you, I doubt she could replace that. Rimuru, Seal, I understand enjoying this peace, but can we really accept this world? Azrael, while none of them would blame you for choosing this reality, are you really okay with abandoning them? Rimuru, you're both right. I knew this day would come, just give me a minute. Seal and Azrael waited outside as their master left to part ways with his destined one once more. Rimuru walked inside and was greeted by Shizu's warm smile. He had a serious face. She could immediately tell something was wrong. Rimuru, Shizu, there's something I need to tell you. Shizu, so the day has come when you're finally ready to let me go. Rimuru's eyes raised. Shizu, I know everything about what happened to you and how you got here, as well as the fact that it's the work of Ivaraj. Rimuru, how? Shizu, because this was a deal I agreed to as well. Rimuru was shocked at what he was hearing. Shizu, when I passed on it felt like I was asleep, and when I awoke Ivaraj told me everything that happened after my death and made me the offer to live a happier life in this world where I was never found by Leon but by the hero originally, and every trial and complaint I could have had about this world would cease to exist. Naturally I was going to reject his offer until he told me that I could live a peaceful life with you. Rimuru, really? Shizu, yes, I had the full choice to refuse at any time, but I didn't want to if it meant that even for a brief moment I could spend a life with you. Rimuru, Shizu, but I suppose this is where it should end. I wouldn't want to keep you from your people any longer. Rimuru, wait, they're here and alive in this world. Shizu, yes they are. Shizu's body began to fade away slowly. Rimuru, Shizu, I'm sorry, but the deal between me and Ivaraj is broken. I could only live on so long as you never found out, so I'm afraid this is the true end for me. My soul will also be gone as well. There's no coming back for me. Rimuru embraced Shizu. Rimuru, Shizu, why would you do that? Please don't leave me again. Shizu chuckled as she returned the embrace with what was left of her. Shizu, I honestly have no idea how you could love someone as hopeless as me, who halted this world's only savior just to please herself. Rimuru, you can be as selfish as you want with me, that doesn't matter so long as you're with me. These years have shown me how much I want you in my life. Please don't go. Shizu smiled. Shizu, it really makes me happy when you say stuff like that. Rimuru, I'll say it every day at any time, just please don't go. Shizu's legs had completely faded away. Shizu, I predict that once you're done with Ivaraj you'll likely go back in time. If you do, then please make me yours again. The time I spent with you is bliss I couldn't have imagined, so if you truly want me that much, then take me. Rimuru held her tighter as he began crying. Shizu, you've always been such a kind and considerate person who puts those who care about him over himself. That's something I love about you, but it's clearly hurting you. Shizu began to fade up to her chest. Shizu, so from now on, for your own sake, try to be more selfish. Those were Shizu's last words as her body and soul faded away. Rimuru fell to the floor and began weeping from the pain of losing his destined one a second time. As he was crying, both his manas entered the room and said nothing. They both embraced him to comfort him. It was the first time they were in perfect unity and agreement on something without words. They stood in that place for 3 days before Rimuru finally got up. Rimuru, we should go now, my people are waiting for me. Seal and Azrael, understood, Master. It didn't take them long to discover the location of Tempest. In their way they noticed an influx of travelers going to Tempest. Rimuru asked them why, and they said that Tempest announced its leader would return. The whole nation was excited and wanted to share that joy. This brought a bit of joy in the otherwise broken Rimuru. He would have rushed, but he believed pacing himself to a welcome would be what he needs. He was in slight anticipation of what they had planned. He even ordered Seal to not find out as to perfectly keep the surprise. They stood on a hill where they could see the whole nation. Rimuru, it's good to be home. Azrael, based on your memories I can only imagine how everyone will greet you. Seal, do try not to eat everything at the feast. Azrael, I have restrained food is best when shared with people you care about after all. Seal, the last thing I expected was for something so sagacious to come out of your mouth. Rimuru, you guys can argue later, let's hurry and go. Seal, forgive us, Master. Azrael, we forgot how excited you currently are. They made their way to the town. Rimuru decided to mask his presence completely. He and his manas wore cloaks similar to Azrael's original one. As they entered the Tempest, it was a lovely sight to see. Everyone was discussing how happy they were for their lord to return to them once more. Rimuru was happy to see familiar faces again after what happened. It was said they were to gather in the center to meet their lord once he arrived again. Azrael, the heavy hitters should have sensed your presence by now, so I'm sure they're preparing for you to arrive. Rimuru, I'll surprise them by emerging from the audience. It didn't take long before an announcer sang praises of their lord and all that he had accomplished. This brought light back to Rimuru's heart. Rigurd, now please welcome back the lord and master of our nation, the great Lord Ivaraj. Those words hit Rimuru like a truck as he saw Ivaraj at the center of the stage, and several massive banners of his face were put down in massive celebration. To be continued.